Alright, about to head up for day 3, final day of Tucson Comic Con. Gonna be picking up some original art I had set up and hopefully find maybe some last day deals. You never know. Got a few things I'm gonna try. So, yeah, hopefully it goes well. Alright, day 3 of Tucson Comic Con. Day 3 is usually the day, it's sort of my wrap up. It's usually to pick up anything I might have commissioned in the early days and then hit a few booths that I might have saw something earlier in the convention that I wanted to make an offer on, or, last minute dollar bin diving, stuff like that. Um, Normally I'm not there very long on the final day. I was only there for about 2.5 hours before I took off. Um, that's at that point I've kind of done everything I want to do. But yeah, it was great. So I guess we'll start because one of the first things I did was dive through a $2 bin of comics, and I found quite a good stack of stuff. I still haven't bagged and boarded these. I need to do that sooner rather than later. But I wanted to get this video posted. So yeah, these are a bunch of comics I paid $2 each for. I was pretty happy with it. But yeah, let's just go through them. So the first book, I actually grabbed 2 copies of this because they were back to back and they were in nice shape. But we got Salem's Daughter, The Haunting, art germ cover. So yeah, I got 2 copies of this. Again, I need to bag and board these, but for $2, nice art germ cover. Figured why not? I didn't have it, and it's a lesser like seen art germ, so why not grab those? I was excited to see this one, Snot Girl #1. I've been wanting to read this for quite a long time, but it's like a $15-20 book last I looked, and I didn't want to pay that to read something I wasn't sure I was into. So to find #1, I'm excited to finally flip through it, see what it's all about in terms of story and whatnot. But the art style definitely appeals to me. It should be a fun read. Then I got a few WWF related books. Again, $2 each. Undertaker #1. I'm not a huge wrestling fan. I watched it way back in the day, but these are probably actually going in my antique booth just because wrestling is so popular. And then we got Undertaker Halloween Special #1, and then another Undertaker Halloween Special, but this one is a photo cover. Again, nice condition books. I figured why not. I don't see them super often, especially in nice shape, so grab those. These next 3 are for my personal collection. Got Kick-Ass #1. This is the first appearance of Kick-Ass. Again, $2. Got issue #2 and issue #3. So we got the first appearance of Kick-Ass and the first appearance of Hit Girl. So $2 each. That's a win all day in my book. And then I grabbed these 2 books, Southern Bastards #1. But the cool thing about this is it is signed and remarked by Jason Latour, and it's also signed by Rico Renzi. So double signed, again, $2. And then #2 is in there also, and it is also signed by Jason Latour up here and Rico Renzi down here in the bottom. So again, first 2 issues, one is signed and remarked, or double signed and with a remark, and the other is just double signed. So yeah, couldn't leave those. I remember this was a really popular book there for a while. I don't know if it fell off or what, but I know I never read it, so I figured I would grab it, and I noticed they were signed, and that was pretty cool. This book really surprised me. Again, it was in the $2 bin, and on first glance you might not realize, but this is a original art sketch cover by someone with the last name Linares, done in 2015. The Ursa Minor #1 sketch cover with original art on it for $2. Was not going to leave that in the box. Original art for $2 is criminal. So grab that. And then a few more Ursa Minor books. They almost had the full run, but I grabbed #2 with some Natalie Saunders art on it. Early Natalie Saunders. I believe this is like 2012. Oh, no, this one is 2000. Wait, that's interesting. The indicia in this does not match what the book is. And this says it's Penny for Your Soul, but this is Ursa Minor. So I don't know if that's a well-known error or not, but yeah, it does not match. But I do believe this is 2012. So there's that. That number 3 again. Nellie Sanders. Early art. I wonder if this one is correct. On the interior. Yeah, this one is correct, and it is from 2012. So the other one was also likely from 2012. But yeah, early Nellie Sanders stuff. The stuff it actually goes for a little bit of money. So for $2, I will happily take that. Number 5, I think this is one of the more sought after ones. Did have a number 4, but it was pretty beat up, so I decided not to bother. But I'm pretty sure these are all relatively low print run. Number 6, again, one that I think is fairly sought after. And number 1 from volume 2, again with Nellie Sanders, except this time we have the bear breaking through. So yeah, for $2 each, no complaints there. All of those are worth more than $2 each, so very happy with that pickup. And then I went back to John's booth from day one, because there was a sketch card he had that I wanted, so I went and grabbed it from him. It's a Denji from Chainsaw Man. I just really like his color work on this particular card, so gave him a little more business and brought this. Thought it was cool. Grabbed that. Then after that, I went and got one more signature. I had meant to get a signature from Scott Kolins much earlier during the con, but I think day 1 I just never saw him. I don't know if he was at his booth or not. Day 2 I fully spaced it, but day 3 I did get him to sign the Flash Secret Files and Origins, first appearance of Hunter Zolomon becomes Zoom. He charged $5 for anything that Jeff Johns worked on with him, but he signed it down here in the bottom. Yeah, just a quick little interaction, but got that signed. And then the things that I was most excited for on day 3 was picking up the original art I commissioned. This first one was from Steve Butler. Nothing but respect for Steve Butler. He charges way less than he should. He does color remarks for $20 and sketch covers, black and white inked, for $100. I paid $100 for this, and he did this Supergirl for me, which very, very happy. It's the Kurt Swan Supergirl. Originally, I was approaching him for a Scarlet Spider piece, but I was wearing my Superman shirt at the time, and we got talking about Superman, and I was mentioning that I'm a big Supergirl fan, and he was saying, well, he's only drawn Supergirl maybe once a very long time ago, and he asked me which Supergirl iteration was my favorite, and I told him the original, up until she was killed. And he's like, oh, so you like the Kurt Swan stuff? And I said, yeah. And he's like, well, why don't we do one of those? And I have Supergirl and Superman sketch covers on me at all times when I'm at conventions, because I'm a Supergirl fan. So pulled this out, and this is what he worked on overnight. So yeah, for $100, I got this, and I am so impressed with this. For the price, it's one of the best sketch covers I've gotten. I think he does 200 and would have been full color, which I considered, but decided not to. Got that. And he shares a booth with his daughter, Lily Butler, who also does comic work, particularly in Archie, and I had her do a Katie Keene sketch for me. So she did this one. She only charged $50 for this, which again, criminally underpriced. I don't know how they do that. They did mention that it's because they want to be accessible to fans, but still, it's wild to me that they charge so little for their art. But really cool Katie Keene piece done by her. I don't know how many people ask for Katie Keene artwork, but I'm a big fan of Katie Keene, so happy to get that. And then I only did one more thing before I took off for the day. There was a booth that I had come across on day 2 when I was doing my walkabouts. And they had a book I was interested in. and I told myself it was still there on the final day. I would go see if they were willing to work with me on it, and they did. Wasn't a super expensive book, but I still don't like paying up for things. This book in this grade, people generally ask about $40 to $50 for. He had 35 on it, and I asked him if we could do any better, and I ended up paying 25 for it. But this is Katie Keene, number 60. Just really, really nice underwater, sort of in peril cover, which is something I've been trying to pick up recently. But it's also like the final issue is 62, so this is 60. It's very late in the run. It's a sought after cover. It presents nice, but it's detached at the top staple, which is why it's the grade it is. But very happy to get this for a price that I'm happy with. Maybe I'll upgrade it one day, but for now I'm happy to have this. One of my favorite Katie Keene covers. So yeah, that's all I picked up this year at Tucson Comic Con. Super, super great show. Look forward to it every year. Always feel like I walk away satisfied having picked up a lot of stuff, gotten signatures. Yeah, I'm happy to make these videos every year because it's just a fun process for me. I look forward to doing it again next year, hopefully. And yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed this. If you're in the area for Tucson Comic Con, you should definitely go. It's worth it. But yeah, take care, everyone.